Welcome back. It is 12:14. The feds win in federal court, giving Border Control the right to remove dozens of miles of razor wire put up by the state of Texas. Dana Marie McNichol has more from Eagle Pass, Texas.
A Supreme Court ruling is giving the federal government more flexibility here at the southern border. The justices ruling Monday that Border Patrol can cut and remove about 30 miles of razor wire installed along the Rio Grande by the state of Texas, escalating a political battle between President Biden and Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The decision immediately condemned by most Republican lawmakers who say physical barriers are the best way to stop the flow of illegal migrant crossings.
Hello, family. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host, Richard Harmon. Today, we want to talk to you about Joe Biden and his hate for the United States of America. So we all have heard about the border crossing issue and how this has been a problem now for decades, and it has only increased over the past 3 years as Joe Biden has been in office. So what has happened is a lot of people are crossing directly into Texas. And the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, has decided that they're going to block their border. So what's happened normally is that the U.S. places people at the borders, and they normally watch over. But what has happened is the order has been given that those particular individuals are not to block anyone coming in. So Greg Abbott, being the governor of Texas, has removed those who were there by the government and has placed his own a National Guard or so at the border, and has refused to allow Joe Biden and their group to resume their post. What's wild is this effort that is happening by the governor of Texas is to stop people from coming in. Joe Biden has gone ahead and sued Texas because they're not allowing illegal immigrants to cross into the country. Can you guys help me to understand and make sense of how that works? The president, those who are in office, were given an oath to protect the nation from both those foreign and domestic. And the president is doing everything he can right now to not do that, to not uphold that truth. For those of you who are out there who still support Joe Biden, please in the comments, please help me to explain what exactly this means and how exactly you can support this. Go ahead and play a video here. If it's the first time joining, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, and here we go.
We need to let Greg Abbott do his job, which is to put up the razor wire. I stand with Texas. We've got to secure this border.
And with those crossings at an all-time high, the Biden administration is putting a greater focus on border security, claiming the president wants to do more, but it's up to Congress to appropriate funding. At the same time, the White House is also pushing for big changes to the immigration system.
He's asking for more resources, and he wants to see additional resources, but also changes to policy to address what we've been seeing at the border.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say they're close to a deal on a new bill that would include significant funds for border security, but it would also increase the number of migrants allowed to cross legally, a sticking point for some Republicans.
I'm not for just having 1.8 million people come across the border. I think there are national security problems with that.
Governor Abbott and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton say they will continue fighting in court to keep the razor wire up.
All right, guys. So again, if these people actually believe this thing that it was okay to let anyone cross into your homes, I'm not sure if you remember about a year ago, Governor Ron DeSantis sent a plane full of illegal immigrants down to I believe it's Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard. And when that happened, the the uproar that happened during that time period over that 25 people landing in that space was outrageous. And somehow, some way, we have watched New York City, we have watched Chicago, we have watched Denver, and even more across the nation just be completely overwhelmed. Texas right now, there's no sympathy at all for Texas. Everyone is complaining about New York City and Chicago. The mayor in Chicago is trying to sue the bus company and sue the state of Texas. But again, 2 million that are registered. I'm sure that number is probably double that amount that are people who are just slipping into this country every single day, and there's no exactly accountability of who it is that they are. This is I've said this for some time. This is going to get much worse here in the springtime. So again, many people who are watching from outside of the country, they're watching their friends and their family who are in New York City, and they see the cold that is happening to them. They understand ahead of time that if Donald Trump gets into office, that the border will be locked off, So they're waiting again until the springtime. And when the springtime comes, Joe Biden, again, he's probably going to push. He doesn't know if he's going to be in for sure. There's going to be an absolute chaos of just letting people in the door that is coming. And what's happening, again, if you have listened to what's going on in New York City, the infrastructure, the toiletries, the space for people to use restrooms, there's not enough space for 60,000 people to just go into a place that's already crammed like New York City. You have people who are just there and they're using the bathroom wherever they see fit. They're peeing in cups and leaving it on residents' doorsteps. And right now, the residents of Chicago have wanted to bring up the option of removing the sanctuary state from Chicago, and those who have been elected have decided that that is not something that they support. We're in a space right now where those who have been elected are no longer supporting the everyday citizen, but some national conglomerate, some hidden figure, some big pocket millionaire, whether it's in one of these countries that hate us or whether it's here on this particular nation itself. But we have been left alone, folks. For those of you who have despised Donald Trump, those of you who have despised, some of the things that are related to the MAGA movement, I ask you right now to consider, whether it's you're a believer, whether it's you're just an everyday person, you having 10 additional people that competing for your job, how does that help you? You having people who you do not know walk in and live next door to you, how does that help your family? It's a question. People get mad when Donald Trump says these could possibly be criminals, but again, how do you know for a fact? Many of these people have crossed over into this nation illegally. They have taken refuge in spaces that were not belonging to them. And then there's a sense of entitlement that is coming with that. What is this nation going to look like under 4 more years of Joe Biden? For those of you who don't know, for a fact, we're going to see inflation like we have never seen. You're adding millions of people when inflation is already high and people are complaining about it. You're adding even more people to the population. The interest rates are high right now, so builders are not building. Even more people to the living arrangements. You have Wall Street, who is buying up everything, already seeing this happen. They already know how this is going to play out. People are looking and asking, why are they keep continuing to buy? Because they understand. They understand what's going to happen. They understand that you and your family are likely going to end up homeless. They understand these things. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Please comment below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a good day.